reached a point in this country where we no longer want to engage in conversation.
Donald Trump posted something to the effect of, well, Eric Adams is learning what happens when you turn against the left. Well, now Eric Adams is suddenly defending Trump. So something interesting as it relates to these alliances that are not traditional is happening right now. Here is Eric Adams on The View.
So you heard us talking about RFK Jr. being the head of HHS. What do you think about that appointment?
The executives will nominate and bring in we believe will move their vision forward. And everything from the fluoride issue, I believe we should have fluoride in the water based on what my experts are telling me. But let's be clear, we have a real problem with our food in our country. And we need to watch what we're feeding our children. And
what is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones. You know, many people know my, I almost lost my sight with diabetes. The doctor told me I would be blind in a year. I was going to lose my fingers and toes. And it was my food. It wasn't my DNA. It was my dinner.
But JFK Jr. RFK Jr. ate some pork and now he has a brain worm. Is he the person that should be in charge of that?
Yeah, well, let's
food?
Right. And let's understand this also. In all of these agencies, there are thousands of employees and experts that understand these topics, and there are rules, there are regulations.
Mayor, a lot of them want to resign. When they see some of the people that are going to be on top, I think there's going to be a mass exodus of people who have the institutional knowledge and the institutional memory and DOD
well, I would hope so
at HHS. Who wants to work under our cook?
And let me respond to that. If we love our country, then no one individual should take us away from our mission.
Yes.
If you dedicated your life to a particular place, I dedicated my life to law enforcement. So if a new commissioner came in that I disagreed with, I was not going to say, I'm going to resign. Let's love the country. Let's love our cities. Let's get away from the rhetoric of the professionalism that we know. Those are experts in this. They're going to look at his proposal, do a real analysis, and make these decisions. It happens every day.
Shouldn't he have a background at least? He should have some kind of background in this type of thing.
Let me just... Okay, so Mayor, when Trump returns to office, he will actually have a lot of power with the Republican-controlled Senate and House. He suggested at times using the National Guard to target the enemy within, and key members of his last administration called him a fascist. But you've defended him. Can you explain?
No, I defended the rhetoric that we're using across our country and what our children are listening to and what we're doing. We've reached a point in this country where we no longer want to engage in conversation. They were even calling him Hitler. That's an insult.
That was only his vice president.
That was an insult. That was an insult to the millions of Jews and others who died. We know what Hitler did. And what I said to our country, when I'm on the streets talking to my young people who are protesting on college campuses, wearing Hamas signs and calling for the destructions of groups, I said, we have to bring down this rhetoric. We have to start engaging in conversation. You know, Obama said it right, and I agree. This is not the divided state. This is the United States. We're the greatest country on the globe, and people are watching us and name calling.
But do you think Trump should have brought down the rhetoric? Because
everybody should.
Well, let's start at the top then, because maybe it trickles down.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
Okay, I'm showing you that clip not because he deserves some great credit. Look, Obama was more of a divider than anybody else, and he definitely is the Palpatine in this story, as I've been saying. But what I liked about that was he wasn't really taking the bait. The bait that they wanted to throw out there, which is exactly what Joy tried to end on, is just go after Trump. Don't say it has anything to do with the rest of us or the craziness on our side. And he wouldn't do it. And what he's going to find now, Eric Adams, if you're watching the show, I'll talk directly to you, is as you go down this path, you are going to get more and more hate and dismissive looks. That look that Ana Navarro gave him, like you're going to get more and more of that from that crew. And you know what you're going to find on the other side? Well, it's what you found in Madison Square Garden over this weekend. Yeah, that's what you're going to find. You're going to find yourself shaking hands with Donald Trump because he's not Hitler, and you rightly said that, and it is an affront to all of the people that Hitler killed.